Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Nita and welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be a completely different video to the normal. I'm doing this for the university and for new students who are coming to university in September to help them be prepared. So, if you guys were already watching my channel, or you guys are subscribed, you might already know that I have brittle bones disease. But what you guys don't know is that I also have dyslexia and dyspraxia. So I enrolled into LSBU in 2018. But before I enrolled, I actually applied to do nursing. And all universities that I applied to kind of rejected me without giving me a proper explanation. But LSBU were kind enough to sit down with me. So there was the head of GDS team and the head of School of Health and Social Care. And they told me the reasons as to why I wouldn't be able to do the course, and told me that I wouldn't be able to meet the standards. So after some consideration, I changed my options to a science course. So my GDS advisor at LSBU looked at timetabling and accessibility and met with my course director beforehand to ensure I can do the course. So when I enrolled in September of 2018, I did the extended degree program in science. So when I started the university, I also already struggled to access the equipment. For example, some of the rooms used to be small, or they were blocked by stairs and I couldn't access them. Therefore, my lecturers and my GDS advisor arranged a room change, so the rooms were larger. And then a couple of months into university, I was diagnosed with dyslexia and dyspraxia. This meant that different formats for certain texts were given to me, and for assignments, the lecturer actually recommended and encouraged students to use a different font and to use different coloured backgrounds for presentations, so it would be easier to read. I also received reading materials in an accessible format, and I was given an orange coloured overlay when I read, which was given by me by the library. So now I don't use the orange coloured overlay, I use green tinted glasses, because sometimes the projector screen is white, and that makes it harder for me to read. Also, my lecturers tend to use the whiteboard, which also makes it harder for me to read. So also I spend a lot of time on the computer and doing assignments, typing things up, so it also makes it easier for me to read them, having those green glasses. So also at university, sometimes my lectures tend to be 2 to 3 hours long. And sitting in the wheelchair for that long kind of hurts my back. So I again went to my GDS advisor, told her the problem, and as a result, ergonomic chairs were put in place in every single one of my classrooms. So I always had the option to do a transfer if I needed it. When I started university, I decided to move out of my parents' home and move into student accommodation. So I had support from the university to get a room and a flat, that was accessible to my needs. And had additional care support in place. Even though those were in place and it was great, I struggled waking up at night when the fire alarm goes off. This is because nighttime takes longer for me to exit the building, as I'm tired and I can easily injure myself, so I take it usually very slow. So I spoke to the manager of the accommodation and they provided me extra time to exit the building. So if they don't see me by the check-in point within a certain amount of time, the manager or security or a residential hall ambassador would always come up and check up on me. So towards the end of 2018, the academic year of 2019 rather, and then I finished the extended degree program and I actually topped it off, and I'm currently doing it with a degree in human nutrition. So before I enrolled into human nutrition in 2019, I spoke to my lecturers a year ahead and asked them to give me the module guide and to kind of give me a head start. This actually helped me determine what reasonable adjustments could be made as I was changing from a foundation year to a degree. So that really gave me a boost and encouragement and confidence that I was able to do the course. So, as you guys know, the COVID pandemic hit, and for the past year and a half, things were very different. So, I actually had online lectures, and online lectures were a lot harder, 100 times harder. So, I tend to zone out within 10-15 minutes of the lecture. And it was great that the lectures were recorded, so I could always go back and check up on it and listen to it. I also, again, due to hospital appointments, I would also miss lectures, and it was great for me to catch up on them, which was great. So there were still additional challenges that I faced. So, for example, a major difference was exams, when you're doing exams in person versus exams online. So, exam in person would entail an invigilator and a person. For me, it was a reader and a scribe, but it was the same person who did that for me. So they would read the questions for me, and I'd give them the answers where they would write them out on my behalf. Whereas online, I had the exam paper provided by my lecturers, kindly, in an accessible format, so I could use the assistive technology that was provided for me to help me complete the exam. So I used Clariread and Dragon. So Clariread would read out the questions for me, and Dragon would enable me to speak the answers, and the software would type it up for me. So from my perspective, what allowed me to come this far, starting from extended degree to hopefully, or to my final year of human nutrition, is that accessibility to allow me to do the course, the lecturers being understanding about my needs, note-taking and lab support, which me to another point. Lab support. So, in labs, stools were kind of everywhere. And so lecturers, before I even attended the lab, would ensure that stools were kind of pushed out of the way and put on the desk, and students were encouraged to do the same. Not only did this follow lab safety rules, but it also meant that it was safe access for both wheelchair users and students, which was great. So another thing that allowed me to come the spot is extracurricular activities and being encouraged and allowing me to participate in those extracurricular activities. Meeting new people, performing and helping out at events, training new students to use the equipment, and of course developing new skills along the way. So, for you students who are starting in September, please consider any reasonable adjustments that you may need and think carefully about what your needs are. Also find out more about the objectives of the course and talk to your DDS advisors. If you're more open to your DDS advisors, they can better put and arrange support for you. So, as always, guys, this journey wasn't done by myself. It had taken an entire team to help me. So, I would like to say the accommodation team, the academics team, the DDS team, and of course my parents and my brother, to allow me to come this far. Therefore, I would like to say a massive thank you to them, and thank you for you guys for listening. So, as always, guys, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Also, before I go, if you guys want to see the behind the scenes LSBU interview, please click here. If not, I shall see you guys later. Bye for now.